You see, guys, life is work. You have to understand that every single day that when you're working much more for yourself to understand your passions and to understand how you're going to prosper and to push into communication with people, you have to understand I'm a music producer and I'm a life coach. You understand why? I'm an actor and also a singer. I'm a singer and actor and I'm also a comedian. Because why? I understand I need to broaden up my horizons and talents and abilities to be able to go and teach you how to do it. You understand? I want to become the best version of myself in every single area of life. You understand? Because every single area of life for me is anything that Jesus is. You understand? Unfortunately, every single day you have to understand when I go and really help you grow, you have to understand the whole foundation of thinking and persuading and critical writing and making sure you understand what communication is, I can say, is realizing that your ideas and what you need to do is finish on a high. You need to understand that your music must go and finish happier throughout life. You understand? You have to understand every single day that if you go and see my music production, for example, you may understand that I start off with a slow beat, which means it's so sad, isn't it, when you're starting off slow. But guess what happens after you are listening for another hour or 2 hours of my music? I mean, it starts to pick up pace, and it starts going from to I mean, it goes really quickly, you understand? So every single day, you must understand that if you're going throughout life quicker and quicker and quicker and learning faster and faster, and then you're going to go help people and more people throughout your life, you have to understand that what's important is make sure that no matter how much you live indoors, you must live inside the word I. You must understand your word I has everything you ever need. You have to understand that it's your word I. I mean, it's that literal. You understand? I mean, it's the actual word I in terms of I love you. You have to live in that word. You have to understand that if you just use that word daily, and then you go into making videos for yourself and doing and making sure every single day that you can communicate yourself into greatness, you have to understand you can do anything. I make sure every single day I make a habit for myself to do 1 hour video content a day because I have 24 hours a day to live my life. I mean, understand? I mean, why not write 1 hour video of myself in a video every single day so that I can teach you something about my 24-hour day? I mean, in a sense, so it's that simple about what you need to do. So understand that people who are business oriented, in terms of people who are business, in terms of orientation in business, you must understand every single day, focus upon understanding everything in terms of your life, to understand, to go and word your synonyms better and making sure every single day you're connecting the words, but going back to the word I and delivering your content much better. So if you're just going around and traveling the world with yourself, you have to understand it's the best idea to do so, but I never need other people to be with me. You understand? Because I am very confident in myself to be able to deliver content on my own. And now I'm the only one right now in my family who's in Australia, except for I and my father, in terms of my biological father, are just in Australia, and nobody else is around I except I. You understand? I'm sure everybody else is overseas, and guess what I realized? It's just my biological mother who's in Germany. I mean, my Croatian family is in Austria and Croatia. I mean, my other family is in Serbia. I mean that's it. I mean, my other family is in Uruguay. I mean, so guess what? I mean, those are the places where they are. But I'm so far away from everybody. Understand? I'm on my own. I mean, there's no wife. I mean, there's no kids around me. Understand? But I never need them. I just need myself right now. I don't need anybody around me. I mean, I have no friends other than I. I mean, I have no friends except I. I mean, guess what? I mean, I have friends in I. I mean, I can make friends. It's so easy. I mean, so easy to make friends today. I mean, I can go into a nice, beautiful meetup application or somewhere where there's a community. I can just be in a community all my life. I mean, it's so easy to do that. I mean, so easy to have friends in life. I mean, go without friends. I mean, go with yourself somewhere without them. I mean, try to understand that. I mean, try to understand that once you leave to New Zealand, your friends from wherever you are right now are never coming with you. I mean, if you live in New Zealand, I mean, go to Antarctica and live there, I promise you, your friends will never come with you. You understand? I promise you. And now find out that lifestyle. I promise you, that's the lifestyle I live. Because I promise you, if you're with 50 people all the time around the table, I promise you now, if you're becoming more successful, you have to teach them how to do that. You understand? I promise you now, that's a leader. I promise you now, eventually, if you're around people, you have to lift from that place, from wherever you are. You have to understand that you may be experiencing adversity. You may be understanding that you have no money to live life. I mean, maybe you have no kids. I mean, maybe you have no support or financial support. Maybe you have no husband or spouse. You have to understand, although you have yourself. You have yourself. But if you're willing to stay sober, you then can have yourself. You can only have yourself if you're sober. I mean, if you're doing drugs with people who never love you, you have to understand it's because you never love yourself either. You understand? I mean, why else are you doing drugs? You have to understand that people who do drugs never love themselves completely. I mean, do you understand what happens to people who do ice? I mean, eventually they do so much ice and their teeth fall off. I mean, they have ugly teeth. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, they look like drug addicts. I mean, they start neglecting themselves. You understand? I mean, they start talking like a ice addict. You understand? So realize that quickly. So what you need to do, really understand this, is understand that if you're doing anything throughout life, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. I believe in myself. I have nobody else except I today. I understand my biological dad's in Sydney, but I may see him for 1 hour, and guess what? I mean, he's gone to his girlfriend's house for the next 12 hours. I mean, do you understand? I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, understand? I mean, yes, it's nice to see a father or biological mother or biological father or biological family. And why do I say biological family? You are your only family. You are your only family. I mean, the family that you have is never your biological family. I mean, do you understand? I mean, your biological family is something that somebody else had you. You understand? That's the best way I can tell you. But what's amazing is understanding that your word I is everything you ever need. I promise you, although every single day, that if you just focus upon yourself and you're focusing on making sure you're delivering content, and you have to understand every single day, it's very important for you to be warm inside of your accommodation center. I understand it's March 2021 now. I promise you have to understand in 2 months' time, it's my birthday. But guess what? It's coming up winter very soon in June. So my birthday is on the 28th of May, 2021. And I understand every single day that no matter what, every single 28th of May is my birthday. In a sense, so what is my birthday present this year? I promise you, my birthday present is already fulfilling itself. I am better than yesterday. I promise you now, my whole birthday wish and my whole orchestra of life, or anything in terms of Christmas presents, is being happier and making sure I'm always happier every single year. I mean, if you can just level up and be happier every single year, I promise you, you're on the best track. So I understand that no matter what, that nobody else can make my happiness grow. I promise you, nobody can make my happiness or my day. I promise you, there's nobody that can make me fulfilling of I, except I. I promise you, I have to understand that it's my responsibility in terms of my word I, to use my word I. I mean, isn't that simple? You have to use your word I, yeah? I mean, nobody can use your word I. I mean, nobody can say I love you for you. You have to tell me that you love me. You have to say I love you. I can never do that for you. You have to say I love you. I have to say I love you. I mean, you can never try to make me say I love you. I understand if you try to make me say I love you and I never say it, I mean, you know, I mean, you can never try to grab it from me. I mean, you have to try to kill me, but you never have to kill me either. You understand? I mean, even if you kill me, you'll never get it. You understand? I do love you anyway. I love you anyway, but you can never make me say the words I love you. I mean, only you can say them. You understand? You can say them for yourself. I can never make you say it. You understand? I understand I can say it for myself in terms of my word I. I promise you, although anybody can do anything. You understand? I promise you now, if you convince people to say I love you, I promise you now, you understand you can do anything. But what's amazing is never say never. Understand? I mean, never say that you can never do something. Understand? I mean, say something that you can only. I mean, only say the word I only. I only ever say the word I. I mean, every single time, unlock your potential every single day to grow yourself and to understand that you are something always. You're always eternal. You're always making sure every single day you're going to push through. You're going to communicate. You're going to make sure that no matter what, that you have a passion and career to do something straightforward. You have to understand every single day that many people are going around and to the pub they go, and to the bar and to the casino and the gambling and poker and APL and NPL in Australia. And guess what? I mean, they're playing poker and the cinemas. I mean, they're always at the cinemas. You understand? I mean, they're always at the park playing soccer. I understand? I mean, wow. I mean, is that big? I mean, is that a big deal for you? I understand? Because guess what? I mean, soccer is never going to help you. You understand? Actually, soccer will never help you. You must help you. You must help you. I mean, if you want to be a sports star, I mean, guess what? You must understand to be a sports star with yourself first. Understand? You must understand every single day you follow your dreams. I mean, follow your dreams. But guess what? I mean, soccer at 80 years of age is never the best deal. You understand? I mean, what can you do at 80 years of age today? You can communicate with words. You can also make sure you're traveling somewhere. You can also make sure you have a family. You can be taking people. You can be taking people somewhere. You can also be taking care of people. You understand? So no matter what, I mean, there's no limits. I mean, there's no limits until what you can do. You understand? But making sure you understand that for the first half of my life, I'm 28 now. I'm a music producer. I'm a life coach. But guess what? I mean, for the first, let's say up to 50, I can do music production everywhere. I can make events around the world for the next 22 years and just be doing music production. and live events around music production. And then from 50 years of age to 100 years of age, I could be doing life coaching. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get away from the music scene. I get away from electronics, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the electronic music. But guess what? I'm still doing electronic music on the side. I'm still doing it behind the scenes. I'm just never doing it in front of a live audience anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I mean, what's important is making sure that eventually it shall pass you by. I mean, life will pass you by very quickly. But what you need to understand is to learn how to be with yourself. I promise you, at 100 years of age, once all your family members have gone from this world, you're the only one left. I mean, there's nobody else except you. So what do? You have to love yourself now so you can learn how to be in that age. I mean, so that you can learn how to be alone. And so either way, you must understand that you have friends alongside, you have people around you, but every single day understand that you're never getting old. You're getting younger. You're getting younger throughout time. So what you can do at 100 years of age is be more of an inspiration to people and say how it is to feel this life and how it is to be this life, and start doing life coaching videos every single day. You can do it 100, you can do it 300, you can do it 1500. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day you can do it much more than that. I mean, focus on understanding that there's no limits until you say so. Understand? So, I mean, make sure you're never limiting yourself. I mean, make sure you have to understand every single day you're giving people words of encouragement daily. You're just making sure you're always consistent about doing something. So I'm so consistent online that I'm doing all this work. I just did 100 hours online, and my subscribers went from 30 subscribers to 34 subscribers after 100 hours of videos that I post online. So, I mean, 100 hours of videos, I get 4 subscribers. I mean, in a sense, so either way, I mean, good for you. I mean, good for you guys, man. I mean, you guys who are watching me in terms of 34 subscribers, I mean, clap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, thank you very much. I mean, everybody else is missing out. I mean, saying because guess what? I mean, every single 100 hours I post online into my, every single 100 hours I post into my YouTube account in terms of my online career, I mean, I get 4 subscribers every time. I mean, saying, I mean, I get more than that. I get more than that. You know, saying I get something on the side where people who never watch me, I mean, they are lost completely. I mean, they have no lives. So I'm just thankful to have my life. So what am I doing this for? I'm just making sure you understand that since I do produce so much content in terms of communication, I'm just going to be much more successful, and that's it. I mean, I never care about the subscribers that I have. You understand? I care about giving you all this knowledge and just going my direction. And that's it. I mean, do you understand? Because what's 34 subscribers to me, man? I mean, come on, man. I mean, other people have 50 million subscribers and 2 videos on YouTube. I mean, understand? I mean, come on, man. I mean, how is that possible? I mean, understand? I mean, they have 2 videos on YouTube and 50 million subscribers. I mean, understand? I mean, I have over 700 videos on YouTube and 34 subscribers. I mean, understand? So guess what? I mean, good for you. I mean, understand? So no matter what, I just have the word I never need you guys to subscribe to my channel. I never need you guys. I mean, do you understand? Because I'm already successful. I never need you to support me. I never need you to come to my events. I never need you to do anything for me. You understand? I can do it myself. I mean, that's it. I mean, if you don't want me, or else if you never want to make me successful, and you never want to share me around, I never need you to share me around. I never need you to make me successful, man. You understand? Or else if you never want to share me around with your kids, you never need to, man. I hope that your kids have a great dream. I hope that your kids I hope that your kids have and do something big. But you have to understand that those people who never support other people with my information are the ones that never support themselves with information at all. So they're just people who are unaware about my information. So you guys who are out there, who are watching me today, you have to understand to share me around, because if you don't, or else if you never share me around, I mean, other people are missing out. I mean, isn't that simple? I mean, why do you never want to help me grow when I'm helping you grow? I mean, in a sense, every single day, I understand that when I'm helping myself grow, I help myself grow regardless of you. But I understand this world now. I understand this world much better now, because I understand the people around me who are very unaware about how they treat life, and they're very unaware about how they're treating themselves. And now they're treating themselves in a way that they're consistently neglecting themselves, and then they want to neglect other people and take away their rights and take away their stuff, and they want to steal your stuff, and or else they want to hurt you, because that's what they're doing to themselves. So why do you want to be around those people in the first place? I mean, get away from them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, never go to nightclubs where there are drug addicts when you're alone, because guess what happens? I mean, as soon as you say, why are you drinking alcohol, man? I mean, that's a stupid idea. I mean, they start to attack you. I mean, they start to attack you, literally. I mean, they start to stab you. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, never be around them. You understand? I mean, never be around those people, because they love alcohol more than you. I understand? So, guess what? I mean, I'm never stabbing anybody, But I understand either way. I just know my I only. I said the word I only, so I'm focusing on understanding every single day. That if you just focus upon understanding that a library, in terms of the library, is going. I mean, that's a nice place to go where you can just relax every single day and just be with yourself. But if you're just alone throughout life, I promise you it's the best idea. I promise you it's the best idea to be alone, because if I was with other people today, I promise you they make me a nobody. You understand? I promise you they make me a nobody because that's what they are. You understand? I promise you they're nobodies. I mean, why do I say that? Because look at them. I mean, they're doing drugs. I mean, they have nothing in terms of any value to give me. I mean, they're only dragging me down and wasting my time. I never want to be around them. I want to take responsibility. I want to say, hey, I mean, goodbye. I mean, they have nothing to give me anymore. You understand? I mean, guys and women who just have nothing to give me. I mean, people who just want to be around me to waste my time. I know I have more value than that. I have more value than to be around people who swear at me, or people who try to give me drugs, or trying to destroy me. You know, so no matter what, I never want to be around those people who are jealous of me either. So I just get away from the jealous people. I get away from the haters out there, and that's it. I get away from people who are less successful. I mean, I get away from people who are less successful than me. I just want to get away from people altogether. I mean, no matter how famous you are, I may see you for one day and shake your hand, and guess what I say? I salute you, man. I hope you have the best lifestyle for the next 7 years. I'm going this way because I have something over here I have to do. I mean, I shake your hand if you're famous, and I mean, I say it's very nice to meet you, man. I mean, guess what? I'm famous too. You understand? But I mean, guess what? I mean, I never want to sleep in your bed because you're famous. You understand? I mean, that's a simple idea. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, never go kissing people's feet because they're famous. You understand? I mean, have some humbleness. You understand? But what you do is kiss Jesus. I mean, kiss Jesus. I mean, kiss God. You understand? Because that's somebody who gives you life. You understand? I mean, humanity. I mean, me. I never give you life. I never gave you life. I never gave you the life you have. I mean, you understand? I mean, you never gave me this life either. I mean, you understand? So no matter what, I mean, somebody who gave you this life is the one that you kiss. I mean, that's the individual that you love. I mean, that's the individual that you help grow. And that individual and that entity that helps you live life today is the individual who is you. You understand? You kiss yourself. I mean, you understand? I mean, every single day, look toward you and find something greater in yourself daily to go and focus upon understanding on how to do your content. So today, I just made my nice, beautiful 10-hour track for the first time. I mean, you have no idea how amazing that feels to be able to go and make a 10-hour music track. And now I will post it online. You guys have to go and check it out. I shall never kill. You must understand that I say that because the word I is everything. And I mean, that's I. I mean, that's who I am. I mean, I shall never kill. I never kill anybody. And so, I mean, that's my entire name. I mean, every single day, focus upon understanding that I go and make the 10 Commandments Bible now in terms of the nice, beautiful music orchestra that I can do. But it's amazing because guess what? I mean, now I can go around the world pumping one music track that's 10 hours long. You understand? Because now I understand how to really, really orchestrate my music much better. And I understand every single day how to grow myself in daily life. And now you have to understand that if you can be alone, traveling throughout life with yourself without being homeless, you can do anything. You understand? I mean, if you're homeless today, you can still do anything as long as you get up off the street. As long as you get up off the street, you can do anything. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to understand that you deserve more than the street. You deserve more than being homeless. You understand? Right now, every single day, focus on understanding that no matter what, that everybody can do it much better. If you focus on yourself only, you have to understand every single day it's much more important for you to go and be a dweller in you and somebody who's living inside rather than outside, because outside, I promise you, there's nothing outside for you to do except for you. You understand? Right now, I see many people on the planet, you can go in all these directions in life, but every single human in the planet is never your direction except you. You are your direction. You're the only direction in your life. Right now, every single day, focus upon understanding that you have to go and really, really talk over people. You have to understand to talk over people in terms of YouTube. So when you're reading something, you have to be taking notes. You have to be understanding to read and write much better. But you have to be alone to do that. You can never be singing. You can never be sitting and singing around your family when you have to develop yourself. You understand? I mean, most people are just sitting around a crowd. I mean, they're doing nothing. I mean, at a wedding, I've been going to weddings because my biological dad, who is a, let's say, singer, I understand he invites me, I go. I mean, guess what happens? I'm there the whole day. I mean, 12 hours of my day, man. I understand, but guess what? I was just a little kid. I understand, I'm still a baby. I understand, although what's important is these people just, Let's see. I mean, guess what? I mean, I understand the Serbian music, you understand? But I mean, they get on the dance floor and they're dancing all day long. I mean, yes, I mean, it's nice to dance. I mean, it's nice to have a celebration. But be talking. I mean, be talking. I mean, be going away from the crowd. You understand? I mean, if you're just always at a wedding, sitting down for 12 hours of your life with other people, you then have no life. You have no life then. I mean, never rely on other people to invite you to weddings, because guess what? I mean, I have had enough time to understand that many people never care about you. Understand? Or many people never care about you, even though you've been with them for 10 years and 20 years. Or they never care about you and they're fake in front of you. I mean, they say hi, I mean, they walk away from you, and then guess what? Or else then you have to force yourself to understand, to just walk away from them. You understand? I mean, you never have to talk to them. You understand? You never have to talk to those people. You can walk away from the crowd. You can walk away from the crowd. You understand? I mean, understand every single day that what's important is that crowd never wants to call you. I mean, that crowd wants you to call them. But they're unvaluable. I mean, they have no value to give you. I mean, they have nothing to give you. I understand? So why do you call them? I mean, what for? I mean, why do you want to be around your friends? I mean, why don't you want to be around you? I mean, I never want to be around my friends. I'm around the word I. I'm around I only. I'm my best friend. I mean, I never need other friends. I never need other wives. You know, I'm my own wife. I'm my own husband. I'm my own brother and sister and cousin. You know, I'm my own mother and brother. I'm a baba. I'm a dada. I'm everything. I'm tata. I'm mama. You understand? I mean, that's how it is. You understand? So focus upon understanding to never rely on other people to give you money and to give you anything. I mean, never rely on other people to help you, and never rely on other people to say something to encourage you, because they're never going to encourage you. You understand? I mean, they'll never encourage you. I mean, they never want to call you first. You have to call them first. You have to go to them first. You have to go to the famous people first. You understand? I mean, God came to you first. You understand? That's how it is, because that's a given. When you go to people first, you get to get what you want. You understand? If you want a wife or husband, you need to go to them first. I mean, never wait for them to come to you. It's that simple. Now, if you wait for them to come to you, I promise they'll never come to you. They'll never come to you. You have to go to them. Now, what happens is you can delay them for 10, 5 years, or 15 years, or 20 years. You can delay the wife. You can delay the husband if that's what you want. You never have to have kids, but eventually you have to turn the way to the crowd. You have to go the way of the crowd again. I mean, yes, go away from the crowd. You'll find yourself. You'll find a greater talent. You'll find greater passions. You'll find better travels. You'll travel more than the crowd. I promise you, if you go away from the crowd. But if you're with the crowd, you stay like a sheep. You just be with the crowd, and guess what happens? You no longer cease to exist anymore. You understand? Because the crowd never exists. You understand? I mean, you only ever exist when you're away from the crowd. I mean, guess what? I mean, now, when you go away from the crowd, go back to the crowd so you can understand that now you teach the crowd something. I mean, if you're only around the crowd to just blabble around and to gossip around people and to just talk about people without an intention to grow your business or to grow social media with yourself or to grow your mindset or to grow your passions, and you just want to be around the crowd and work on a 9-to-5 job, that's what they're all doing. They're just going to restaurants every single day, and it's really, they go out for a drink, and then, I mean, the next day again, I mean, they're going for a drink, and then, I mean, all night long. I mean, they have nothing to do, these people. I mean, they have 5 kids, man. I mean, big deal. I mean, they're so poor. I mean, they're so poor. I mean, they have 5 kids and they're so poor. I mean, they have no $20 in their pocket. I mean, they have 5 kids. I mean, you call that a life? You call that a life? I mean, they may say, but I'm richer than you. I have 5 kids than you. I have 5 kids, man. I mean, you have $20 in your pocket. I mean, you have $20 in your pocket. I mean, how is that rich? You rely on the government to feed your kids. You have 5. I mean, how many more kids do you want to have? Understand? You want 5 more? Understand? Because guess what? I mean, have more kids. I mean, if you want to have more kids, I mean, have more kids. But guess what? I mean, have financial security. I mean, what are your kids going to live on? You understand? I mean, how are your kids going to travel? I mean, your kids are only as good as you. That's how it is. I mean, you're a drug addict, you're a serial killer, your kids will become that. You understand? Or it's just how you feel about life. I'm a vegan. I realize my kids are becoming vegan. I'm rich. I mean, guess what? My kids they're becoming rich. You understand? But I promise you, every single day. But I will understand the word I. Say the word I only. I promise you, every single day, you must focus on understanding that everybody teaches their kids differently. But understand how Jesus Christ teaches you. You understand? How Jesus Christ teaches you is how you must teach your kids. I love that. Unfortunately, I say I love I if I accidentally hit myself or scratch myself. You understand? Because I want to take conscious ability to understand that I want to understand I. Unfortunately, now I'm always coming back to the I to motivate myself to grow and to do something amazing every single day. So I'm currently here at Coast Harbour and I'm really enjoying my time because, as I said, I have a nice beautiful music track here which is 10 hours long. And imagine what I can do in a festival. I can invite 50,000 people at my festival and I can be pumping this 1 hour, I can be pumping this 10-hour track over there. In a sense, so no matter what, when 50,000 people come to watch you, you understand what I mean. In a sense, so every single day, that's why it's an amazing track, because it's an amazing sound. I have an amazing composition. I have all these melodies coming in, so it's just something that I need to do every single day. I promise you, without music, I promise you that I just be a life coach then. And so I promise you, although life coach is more than enough. I promise you, life coach is more than enough. I promise you, although music is even more than a life coach. Understand? I promise you, music and life coaching is even more. So if you understand either way, if you're just a life coach, I promise you, you have more than enough. Understand? I promise you have always more than enough. But you have to do more anyway. Understand? You have to understand every single day to focus upon understanding that if you go and really grow yourself in all areas, you then can go and tackle a software like FL Studio or Ableton or Logic Pro or Cubase, for example, or Audacity. Go and try these out. Go and try these softwares out and go pick one for yourself. I suggest FL Studio because I'm doing FL Studio. Armin van Buuren, who's much more famous, you must understand every single day, this individual is doing Logic Pro. In a sense, so either way, I promise you now, if you call other people more famous than you, you then have to become more famous yourself. That's how it is. So I'm always famous regardless. I'm always much more famous than yesterday. I'm never competing with other people for fame. You understand? Now, you must understand every single time that if you just go and speak the truth every single day about life, and then you understand every single day that most people have to help you if you help them. Unfortunately, I have to help you if you're helping them. But if you understand how to help people, you then understand how to communicate. So if you just communicate daily, you have to understand that Grant Cardone for the past 4 days has posted, he's been posting 4 hours of videos. Every single day, 1 hour. Guess what? Prior to that, 1 month before that, and 2 months before that, and 3 months before that, he'd never done it. What happened then? Why wasn't he posting this content? Why is he doing it now? Now it's consistent. I understand, but before, he was losing. You understand? He was posting 2-3 minute videos. In a sense, so I've been posting 1 hour every single month. In a sense, every single day I'm posting every single day, much more. So I'm focusing on understanding that just because I understand anything about life, you have to check my podcast. You have to check my music podcast in my actual YouTube channel now. Go and check out my music series. You understand? So it's 10 hours of music per podcast. Go and enjoy it. In a sense, every single day, focus upon understanding that my IGTV has all my nice, beautiful music going. You understand? My Mega Drive, you can download all my music right now. For free. Guess what? Every single day, I'm always focusing on doing something for free online. But my merchandise store, I'm having a merchandise store online now. I'm pretty sure, although that's something I charge you with. So if you ever want my merchandise or my shirts or something like that because you're my fan, you can go and get it. Understand? I charge you for that. Understand? But what's happening every single day is understanding that if I never charge you for the merchandise, then you may want to order 1 million shirts. You may want to order 1 million shirts. You understand? So give me $1 million. You understand? I'll give it to you. You understand? That's so simple. But if it's all for free on merchandise online, guess what happens? You then try to scam me. You understand? You then are trying to say free shirts and free hats. Let me do 50 billion orders over here so I can get 50 billion shirts forever. You understand? So I never do that for you. You understand? I never do that for you because I understand that most people are stupid like that and they may do something stupid to go and deny me of my life. You understand? So either way, I am never denying I from my life. I understand that most people deny themselves and nobody's going to deny me. You can never deny me even if you try. You understand? I'm pretty sure I never deny who I am. So, they were trying to deny Jesus Christ back then, but Jesus Christ says, I love you anyway. That's it. Every single day you have to focus upon understanding that if you're doing music production and life coaching together, you're strong. You're strong. And then just do some comedy and singing and acting along the way. And just be able to push yourself to communicate much more every single day and focus upon understanding that your life is what you make of it. You have to understand every single day, I focus on doing this audio content. because it helps me to grow and it helps me to do communication work with you every single day, to focus upon something that I've never done before, where I can go and really coach myself how to communicate better, so I can grow into much more of a man, so I can go and grow into a better individual. So you ladies out there will grow into a better woman as well. You'll grow into a better attitude if you just go up on video camera and start doing this. So I have over 700 hours of videos like this online and 34 subscribers because people are jealous of me. I mean, people hate me because of how successful I am. So I understand that. I understand, although, that either way, I'm getting in front of people very soon to DJ in front of them, and I'm also going in front of people to make sure that no matter what, that I just realize that something did touch me over here, so I just want to wipe it off. I want to show every single day, focus upon understanding that I'm at a hostel at the moment, so I understand that I'm not poor, because look at my communicational skills. I mean, this is just momentary. I've been at hostels for 2 years of my life. I mean, for 2 years of my life. You must understand that I've been traveling around hostels since the July of 19th, in terms of July 4th. July 4th, 2019, I've been around hostels, and it's 2020 and 2021 now. So in July 4th, 2021, I mean, it's been 2 years. And so either way, I'm just focusing on understanding that I've been traveling and living with other people. So I'm experiencing that. I mean, have you ever done that? I mean, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to go around hostels sometimes. I mean, how does it feel to be rich without ever living in a hostel in your life? I mean, why not? I mean, go and experience a hostel a bit. I mean, how does it feel to be rich without ever being homeless? I understand. So, I mean, go be homeless too. I mean, go and physically be homeless and roam the streets for a bit. You understand? I mean, go and see how it is to never fall asleep for 7 days. I mean, go and see. I promise you, although I've never done that before, I've never done that before, but you have to understand that it's something that I can do. You understand? Right now, every single day, talk yourself into it. I mean, talk yourself into it. I mean, if you say something to somebody else, I mean, understand that it's something that I understand. I fall asleep after 48 hours. I promise you, it's just something you have to understand. It's just how I am. But you may be able to do it. You may be able to do it. You may be stronger than me in terms of sleep. I can go up to 48 hours. I can do that. Now, I understand that I've never done 52 hours in my life. Because I've never done 52 hours in my life without sleeping. You understand? So either way, I promise you either way that what's important is try to sleep less. I mean, try to sleep less throughout time and try to do more. I mean, try to sleep less and less while you're more awake. You have to be more awake and sleep less. I promise you, that's the whole deal. I promise you, now, if you understand that, I promise you, Jesus shows you, I promise you, Jesus Christ is showing you all the time that you can go 40 days and 40 nights without food and drink. In a sense, so I've never done that either. I support you. I promise you, I want you to go and do what Jesus Christ has done too. I want you to go into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to try to do that with Jesus Christ. I want you to have that kind of faith. You understand? So every single day, I understand that for myself. I promise you, after 3 days, I already may pass out. You understand? I may pass out after 3 days. You understand? So that's just the way I am. You understand? I promise you. I promise you, although I believe in myself, I believe I can do it. I believe I can do it. You understand? But after 12 hours without water, I can start to feel the heat. And so I feel Latino heat. You understand? I feel Eddie Guerrero. You understand? I promise you now, every single day, you must understand that when I feel the heat, I promise you, I feel chilly because I am trying. I lie, I cheat, I steal. I promise you, although you must understand that it's more that Eddie Guerrero has this nice, beautiful song in terms of the wrestling gig, in terms of the Eddie Guerrero entrance to the WWE. Or you have to go watch it. So every single day, if you ain't feeling chilly, you ain't trying. And so I understand every single day, focus upon understanding. You have to go and really, really develop on a better way. You have to go and really love your life. You have to understand every single day. Lift people every single day. I focus upon understanding. I have to go and do my life. I thank you all the time. I thank you to everybody who's actually given me life in terms of this life. So I'm always focusing on a better way. I'm always focusing on understanding that there's always something better to do. And so I have to be happier. I have to understand every single day. Focus upon understanding that you have to go and lift yourself and other people into greatness because you deserve it. You deserve something great in you. So if you understand how to find it, you understand how to find you. You understand that you're the only option in life. If you just point people into your direction and you're pointing people into a better direction with you, you're going to focus upon understanding that there's always a greater life to live. But if you understand that, you then understand the world. You understand? Because you're the world in you. You understand that you are the world in you if you try to do you every single day. So focus upon understanding that every single day you must be more important. You must be understanding more important matters. You must be updating yourself around the world. You must be reading from people and their stories, because guess what? I understand everybody's story is the word I. I understand that no matter what, that in this life I still have to read something, because I have to pass my daily life somehow. You know, so I have to be going online and seeing what people are doing here and there. So I'm always focusing on doing much more than reading what other people are doing. Understand? Because the more you do, the better for you. So I focus on understanding that I'm always wanting to be much more consistent with my work, and understand that if I miss a day, if I ever miss anything, I never miss anything. I never miss a day of my videos. I never miss a day of life coaching and music production anymore. I'm always staying on track, and I'm also building new podcasts now, which I'm doing with the UCART application. And I have a UCART application with the Samsungs, because I have Samsung phones at the moment. And I understand every single day it's much more helpful for you to understand to have iPhones and Samsungs throughout your life, because I've had iPhones before, but I need to get myself another iPhone as well. So I understand every single day, get yourself the latest technology. Get yourself a laptop that's 16 gigabyte RAM if you're doing anything around music production today. And also understand either way that if you get the more expensive options in terms of anything that you can afford, so if you can afford $5,000 laptops, go and get them right now, because that's going to help you far more than $800 ones. You understand? So focus on getting the better technology, and then focus on driving better cars and getting other people to drive you more, so then you have to drive. You understand? So if you have a limo driver or somebody who can drive you, make them drive you over you driving your family. You understand? Make sure you understand that if you call somebody, they're always at your doorstep. You understand? Your limo driver or a driver that you hire all the time to be around you, to drive you anywhere, that's much better than you having to drive. You understand? Or now, if you understand, you're giving them money anyway, but guess what? You must understand it's much better for you to go and be in the back seat with your family, holding your kids and family while somebody's driving you and your family, rather than you having to drive your family. You understand? Or it's much better like that. So every day focus upon understanding that you deserve a great life, but you have to go and make it for yourself. You have to make a great life. You have to understand that many people and many women and many men and many people never believe in that. You understand? But I'm just I'm never gay. I'm never straight. I'm never anything bisexual. I'm never homosexual. I'm never serial killer. I'm just the word I. Understand? I'm just the word I. Right now, I'm just focusing on understanding that I do prefer going with a woman in terms of, I do prefer going with a woman in terms of a preference to marry, you understand? So I'm that type of individual, but I understand I never need a woman. You understand? I never need a woman. I understand every single day, focus upon understanding to expand your comfort zone. And if you understand how to really grow yourself, then focus upon understanding that every single day that Jesus says, I'm just the word I, and that's it. Jesus never goes for a man and never goes for a woman. Jesus goes for the word I. Alright, that's how simple it is. But every single day, understand that Jesus has one road, and the road is the I. You understand? Now, most people, including I, are, you have to understand, most people are unaware. I'm aware of the word I, but I understand that I just have to keep going back to the I. And now, because I'm aware of the word I have a much better life than those people who are unaware. You understand? So I understand every single day how to be aware and how to get much more consciousness and how to attract my life much greater. So life happens really quickly. And then what happens throughout life is, if you're never talking more, you're then losing. If you're talking, I promise you, if you're talking more throughout life, I promise you, then you're winning. I promise you, the word I is everything. So I'm always the word I only, and I say the word I only. I promise you, now, every single day, I understand that no matter what, I'm always focusing on understanding that every sentence must start with I, and then understand every single sentence must end with I. I understand why, because I realize because I is something great. So I understand every single day, come back to the I when you're communicating, and focus on understanding that anything you want, or realize anything you want to say, you can say it right now in front of a camera. You can go give people ideas. You can go give people something to look forward to. If you just go and really do your videos every single day and you stay consistent about it, and you're doing something amazing every single day in front of people, you're going to understand how to really live life. You understand every single day that it's more about motivation to succeed daily than it is anything else. So if you just go and motivate yourself, because nobody's going to encourage you more than you are. In a sense, so if you understand that, or you have to be strong with your communicational skills. You have to talk with yourself all day long. You have to understand that if you're never talking with yourself, then you're looking for somebody else to talk to you. Never look for somebody else to talk to you. You understand? Look for yourself to talk to you. Understand? You have to understand how to write a journal. You have to understand how to write. You have to understand to write more and more about yourself every single day, so you can boost your communicational skills. Of course, that's what I do daily. And now I upload a nice beautiful journal up online every single day, and it's for free. You can just go into my Mega Drive and get it. So every single day, focus on understanding that business is usual, but business is better than yesterday. And now I'd rather have a business that I do than do somebody else's business. I'd rather focus on my business than other people's business, because my business is life coaching and life itself and Jesus Christ and everything. I mean, everything is my business. So I focus on everything, but other people are just focusing on other people. You see? I mean, there's a big difference. I focus on myself more than anything. I focus on I more than anything. I mean, it's I over myself. I is very important. I love you. Every single day you have to understand how to say that to people. You have to understand every single day that if you're going to focus upon your life to grow yourself all the time and to always drink water if you feel that you need to, you have to understand that you can pause your video if you need to go drink water. But guess what? I mean, every single day focus on understanding to get your nutritional needs met every single day. So if you understand that if you're running out of food to drink or to eat, I mean, guess what you do? You have to go to the shop, don't you? You have to understand every single day, focus upon understanding that what you need in life is you only. So if you're focusing on a better life for yourself, I mean, go and understand to have a water fast. I mean, fast with water and just drink water for a bit. And then guess what? I mean, in the morning, I mean, get yourself up and go to the shops and get something to eat. You understand? I mean, you can last 8 or 10 hours without food. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, I remember how it was when I had no cigarettes and there was 24 hours to go without cigarettes. I understand. I remember this, and I was craving for 24 hours. I mean, nobody around me had cigarettes. I understand. I was so afraid to even go to people to ask them for cigarettes. I mean, do you understand? I mean, do you understand how much scarcity that is to never be able to ask a question? I mean, do you understand that? I was hopeless. I was hopeless to even ask a question. You understand? I mean, I was unable to even help myself with that. I was now, guess what? I mean, in that situation, you have to understand that it works out to never even ask for a cigarette. You understand? Fortunately, it works out, but in another way, you have to understand, although, that it's much better for you to realize that because I never ever went to even get that cigarette, I promise you, it's because I'm single today, in terms of, it's because of my life today. So I'm sober today, I'm smoke free. So realize every single day, never ask for cigarettes and never ask for drugs. I mean, guess what? I mean, ask for anything. I mean, ask for anything, but just never do it. You understand? I promise you, although every single day, never try to block people from information, and never say that you only want people's money. I mean, tell yourself the truth here. I mean, you need people's information more than the money. You understand? Actually, people's information is more than money. You understand? Now, every single day, focus upon understanding that everything is you. You have to understand every single day that if you go and really, really help people to achieve a greater success, you have to understand to go where the money is. You have to understand to go where the famous people are. But understand every single day that you have to help the poor people. Because God, because of Jesus Christ, came to poor people too. I mean, God came here and says the world is good. I mean, you have to understand that nobody's poor. I mean, nobody's poor, you understand? But people are unaware. And that's what poor is, you understand? I understand, although, every single day, that if you just understand that Jesus Christ comes to you and calls you rich, you understand? I mean, everybody's rich because you have Jesus Christ. You have God. You have God. I mean, if you have God, I mean, who can be against you? In a sense, because every single day you have to understand that we're all from something better. In a sense, so it's because Jesus Christ did come here. In a sense, because if Jesus Christ never did come here, actually then this world has no salvation, and this world then has no freedom. In a sense, now every single day focus upon understanding that as long as God's here, you have always freedom in eternity, forever. I mean, in a sense, every single day focus upon understanding that there is a better life for you if you believe. You have to believe that there is something greater. You have to look up. You have to look up, but you have to understand that to look up is to speak more. You have to speak more. You have to understand every single day that it's much more about communication than anything else. So those who are able to go and really, really help people to grow daily, and those who are understanding that no matter what, that you have to go and understand what you're doing daily in front of a video camera and be able to show yourself. I mean, look at my YouTube channel. I mean, what's in my thumbnails? I mean, just my photo. I mean, what is in my Instagram? I mean, my photos and my music, and that's it. I mean, what else do you find? You have to understand, you'll find I only in my Instagram. But when you go to people and you say, hey, I want you to go and make this kind of Instagram, but they never do it, I mean, guess what? I mean, that's on them. You understand? I mean, guess what? You said to them, but they never want to do it. You understand? So guess what? You mind your own business then. You understand? I mean, go focus on yourself, because when people never want to listen to you, it's because they never admire you. I mean, they never are inspirational about you. Otherwise, they never want to be more than you. In a sense, so what you do is you realize something is right now you who's really, really honest about that. So every single day, that if you're honest about something, you're just focusing upon understanding that it's more that you're opening up new channels every single day to communicate in different ways, and then understand every single day that you have to go and look inside of yourself to find that nice, beautiful need of your life, which is you, and then you're going to focus upon giving that beautiful empathy every single day, to focus upon coaching people too. So if you're just coaching people every single day, actually it's more enough for you to grow, and then you're going to understand how to really use technology as well. So it's been a nice, beautiful day for me, because I understand that today I'm having a beautiful day, because I understand that today I can do some music podcasting, and I can post and design my own nice, beautiful podcasts, and I can post it on YouTube. And it's amazing because I can do 10-hour podcasts of music every single week. 10 hours of music I can post every single week that I make. Isn't that beautiful? Most people make 3-minute tracks every single week. I make 10 hours of music. You understand? Because I have a way. I have a way which I make one nice, beautiful file, and I do the arrangement already. And then all I do is I replace those melodies with other melodies. You understand? I already have the sound system. So the sound that you find from my music is just one sound. But I keep the sound and I use that one file. I use the one file that I get the sound from. And then I just make new melodies. And then the arrangement, I just change it around a bit. And so that's it. Now every single day, I understand that now you're always going to get this 10-hour music from me, because I'm a trance music DJ. And now because I love trance music, it's my dream come true. You understand? It's my dream come true to be able to make this progressive trance music from the age of 16. That's how long ago I became a trance addict. And so every single day, I promise you that from back then, I've been wanting to make trance music. I'm 28 today. Understand? I promise you now I can make 10 hours of trance music every single week. I promise you now every single day. You have to understand how much that is. I promise you it's a long time. I promise you now every single day that no matter what, I promise you have to make long melodies. You have to make long compositions. You have to understand that it relates to everything. So when you're making long compositions and long melodies in your life, you never run short on what to do in your music track or life. A long composition is something of a long nature of life, where you can go and live the happiest lifestyle to make sure that everybody understands you. So when you're understanding every single day that I make long videos, I make long aspects of life come true, I make my nice, beautiful vision in the long term, I do long-term aspects, I delay gratification long-term as much as I can. You have to understand that I was a smoker before, I was a individual who was doing a lot of masturbation before, I was doing a lot of sex with other people as well. So, other people have done more sex than me in terms of life. You have to understand, although that sex is never the thing that really grows you. You understand that Jesus Christ never had sex with other people, because Jesus Christ understood straight away that it's never the way to go. You understand? Now, that's God. I can see God in that. You understand? Because God never sins. God never sins. And now anything that's sin is never God. You understand? Now, what is God? God is just Jesus Christ's direction. If you go in Jesus Christ, direction, you'll find the best path. And anything that's never the best path is sin. You understand? That's it. Now, the Buddha says that there is no sin. There is no sin. There is no sin too. Why? Why am I contradicting myself now? Because life is a contradiction. You understand? But guess what? There is sin and there is no sin. You understand? Now, there are two aspects of life in one all the time. You understand? Now, every single day, focus upon understanding that you must understand every single day to go and focus on you much more than everything. So if you focus on your life every single day, you understand that anything that's really, really understanding that they are sinning, you are forgiven for what you have done. You understand? Because that means there is no sin. But I understand that a God that we have in terms of Jesus Christ is never a judgmental God, and he's never somebody who's going to really bash you or physically abuse you or physically try to take away your woman or something like that. You understand? So focus on understanding that no matter what, that God loves us every single day. But if you go and focus upon God every single day and how to become much more like God, you then own the world, you live it. And you then find yourself. You find the better version of yourself. You're finding every single day to focus on understanding that more powerful communication in front of people is the best way to lead people. If you understand how to communicate in front of people and become a strong individual with your communicational skill, you're going to lead yourself into a better path. So if you just understand how to talk to yourself all night long, you talk to yourself all day long and all night long with yourself to be positive with what's going on about your situation now. And now, if you're just positive, you'll overcome it. You overcome your situation if you're positive, because if you're positive, you're confident about overcoming it. Understand? I promise you, if you're positive, you will overcome your situation. But if you're negative, it's because you're relying on other people and you're with other people more so than yourself. You understand? Positive people never want to be around other people. Actually, you have to understand that positive people only ever go to teach other people. But negative people are the ones who just want to be around other people, but never teach on them. They never want to teach anybody anything. Instead, unfortunately, they just want to be around people. I mean, they never want to teach people consciously. And so I'm always teaching people consciously because that's what Jesus Christ does. And that's what positive is. I mean, that's what positive is. Unfortunately, if you understand how to teach people, you have to learn how to communicate. And now busking performances is how I learned how to communicate better. And then I went to busking performances for over 170 hours. I did 1 year of public speaking before that. And I went to Toastmasters. And I did a nice, beautiful 27 speech program over there in front of people. So it's been a long time. But I understand every single day that it goes fast. I mean, 1 year goes quick in Toastmasters. And then I understand from that point, I went to travel the world. I went to travel Australia. And then I went to busking performances to push myself on my own. And then instead of doing 30 minutes of public speaking every single month, I went to actually doing the 3 hours a day of public speaking in front of people. And saying on my own. So, I mean, from 30 minutes a month to 3 hours a day. So every single day, I mean, there's a big difference there. So focus on understanding that you have to push through. You have to push through the communication. You have to understand that once you talk 170 hours in front of people and you just talk and talk and talk, you'll find skills to grow. I promise you, you'll learn how to grow. I promise you, you'll learn how to grow. I promise you, if you just talk more than that, or if it takes you a bit more longer to talk and to understand what I did in that time, I mean, try to double that and try to talk 500 hours. And then you'll get to my point. Understand? You get to my point really quickly. Understand? But guess what? I promise you every single day that the more you learn, the more you can learn. I mean, the more you learn in terms of fastness, and the faster you learn, the faster you learn. You understand? So no matter what, you have to be a Speedy Gonzalez. You have to understand every single day. You have to be fast like Wonder Woman. You have to focus upon understanding that you have to do everything fast today. You have to be quick to be a famous individual. You have to be quick to be fame and fortune and growth. You have to understand you have to be strong. And you have to understand that communication skills, in terms of communication skills, will lead you in a greater path. I promise you now, every single day, that from this moment on, I'll watch all my videos from eternity. So if you're watching me, I'll be watching you. I mean, if you're watching this video in 50,000 years' time, when I've gone from this world, I promise you, I'm watching you and how you're watching me right now. And so I'm watching you from eternity. And so I'm watching my fruits. I'm watching my labor. I'm watching my communication and what it's doing I'm watching my communicational skill right now and what it's doing to the people of the world in terms of life. Because I understand that those people who are going to watch me in different areas of life, I can see them from eternity. And then I say, hey, I mean, they're my fruits. I mean, my vegetables and my everything is growing over here. And then I've done a foundation where it's going to help people. And then so that's how you have to understand life. You have to go and plant your own seeds in the world, and then people are going to notice you throughout life. You understand? You're going to be the first one on the internet who's the best one. You understand? I mean, you're going to be the individual who's always the best. You understand? You have to understand every single day that if you're going to focus upon understanding that I live at the beginning of the internet. So you guys who are 50,000 years ahead of me, you have to understand, although guess what? I mean, I'm ahead of you because I'm here at the internet age. I'm here at the millennial of the 2000th year. In a sense, so every single day, you must understand that no matter what, you guys still have to communicate. I mean, just because you're born in a better time, just because you're born in a better time, never makes you better than Jesus Christ. Understand? I mean, what makes you believe you're better than Jesus Christ? I mean, everybody's equal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's really equal. You have to be better than yourself. You have to be better than yourself. And that just means that Jesus Christ is better than himself. You understand? I mean, everybody's equal. So the best you can become in life is better than yourself, but never better than other people. You understand? You can become better than yourself. You understand? Now, when you're better than yourself and somebody else is worse than themselves, you are then better than them. You understand? You're just better than them. You're always better than people. You're always better than everything. But focus on understanding that everything is always equal. You understand? I mean, be humble. That just because you have $1 million now and somebody else has $2 and they ask you for $2, I mean, give them $2. You understand? I mean, give them a business card. I never give them $2. I give them a business card of 50,000 hours of knowledge that they can learn on how to make $50 billion instead of $2. Understand? I mean, if you only ever ask for $2, you only become a $2 individual. Understand? Or that's it. I mean, if you understand, Grant Cardone says to this individual today, I'm reading his nice, beautiful 4-day challenge, and guess what? I mean, he calls a woman up and says, hey, I need you at my 10x Growth Con. I need you to come over. I need you to understand that, are you willing to give me $18,000 for the seat? I mean, $18,000. I mean, she says, oh, I mean, she has some kids over here. I mean, she has a husband. I mean, she has to travel somewhere, and it's too much for her to even give her that. I mean, it's too much for her to even give that money. But then Grant Cardone says, hey, I'll take care of it. I mean, I'll take care of the money. I mean, just come to my event. But then give me the money whenever you can. I mean, they say, oh, I mean, they say, yeah, I mean, we're coming right away. I mean, it will come right away. But guess what Grant Cardone does? I mean, he says, hey, I mean, just make sure you give me the money back. I understand? I mean, no matter what, I mean, he still charges them $18,000. But guess what he does? I mean, he's going to give them the money and the tickets and the accommodation to get to the event. But he's going to give $10,000 for them to get there. But then he'll just win he's going to get 18,000 back in return, but he's going to make 8,000 from that ticket. Understand? So let's say, for example, I bring you to my event. I give you $10,000 to just come to my event for free. I mean, do you come? I mean, of course you come, yeah? You have to say yes to me. I mean, if you never want to come to me for that, I mean, then guess what? I mean, I apologize, but I gave you everything. I gave you everything to even come to my event. Understand? Whereas now, every single day, that if you focus upon understanding that no matter what, that you say yes, I give you $10,000, you come to my event, but then guess what? I mean, down the line, in 10 years' time, or 20 years' time, or 30 years' time, you give me $18,000. You understand? You give me $18,000 for my event. You understand? First, that's it. In a sense, every single day, I give you $10,000, you give me 18. But maybe 20 years down the track, you'll give it to me. You understand? You give me $8,000 in plus. I have to be in plus for what I gave you. You understand? So that's how Grant Cardone does it. You understand? But now, every single day, you have to understand that no matter who you're talking to, you offer them a money-back guarantee. I mean, if you never ever give them the content that they need and they're complaining, I mean, you're always going to give them the content they need, but then sometimes people are complaining about how expensive it is. You understand? But now, every single day, you say, hey, I mean, if you're never happy with my product, I'll give you the money back. I mean, just relax. I mean, isn't that rich of you? I mean, that's so rich to be able to give people money back. So never have complainers, but make sure you understand that if people are unhappy with your service, you say, hey, I want you to be happy with my service, so I'll just give you the money back. I mean, are you happy now? You have to be happy. I mean, there's no more complaints. I mean, get rid of complaints in your life. I mean, never start complaining about anything. And so every single day, focus upon understanding that you are the one who has to sow the seed in your life. You have to understand that you're the shepherd in your life. I promise you, Jesus is our shepherd, because Jesus teaches us how to grow. And I mean, without Jesus, I mean, how can you live life? I mean, how can you learn how to grow without the Jesus reference in life? I mean, Jesus Christ's Bible is the first one in life. I mean, there's nothing else of information back then except for Jesus Christ's information. You know what I'm saying? But now, every single day, if you focus upon understanding that every single day we're going to focus upon greater aspects of life, and we're going to do something greater than ourselves daily. Or actually, we're going to focus on how to better people every single day, and then we're going to make sure every single day that you have to go and do it yourself. You have to understand life is to be done by yourself. You have to grow on your own. I can help you grow with the ideas, but you have to grab my ideas to grow. You have to understand you're the only one growing in your life. You are only ever here today because you chose to be here. You have to understand, Brian Tracy says that people who are rich choose to be rich. That's it. You're either choosing to be rich today or you're choosing to be poor. I'm choosing to be rich every single day. Now, how is that possible? I understand. I read. I do what rich people do. I go and do videos. I do music production. I do singing. I do talents. I do acting. I do comedy. I go and get the technology I need. So I get handouts from the government. I throw into technology. And then I get money. I throw into technology. I get money. I throw into a trolley. I get a trolley. I do what rich people do. I never try to carry 50 million kilos. I put in a trolley. I get my vegan food. I'm a vegan because veganism is rich, because that's what Jesus Christ does. And then guess what? I do what Jesus Christ does. Only. I'm only ever doing what Jesus Christ does. So whatever Jesus Christ says that he does in life is what you must do. You have to ask yourself questions about what is Jesus Christ doing today. But you have to be focusing upon a greater life for yourself. So ask those questions every single day so you understand how to grow yourself daily, so you can focus upon pushing that communicational skill for as long as you want, but understanding that you only have 1 hour every single day and more to make sure that you're growing your life, and making sure that every single day you focus on doing on what you set out to do every single day. In a sense, so every single day focus upon understanding that you have to go and grow yourself every single day in different manners and different altitudes. You understand? So every single day focus on getting what you want every single day. So what you want every single day is just to communicate with yourself daily into a greater way. So if you're just focusing on growing yourself daily into a better fashion with yourself, you're going to understand how to grow everybody else, because that's the whole point. You have to understand the whole point is better communicational skills. So have I said the word in this video before this? I mean, understand every single day. I've said many ums, but in this video I've said one because I'm conscious about it. Understand? But I understand, although I never say anymore. I never say the word every second word. I never stutter. I never start to stutter. I mean, you understand how those people stutter? I mean, guess what? I mean, it's because they need to go and improve their communicational skill. I mean, to that, do you understand? I mean, it takes them ages to even say today. You understand? I mean, it takes them 50,000 years to say a word because they're stuttering. I mean, they're breaking up their communication. You understand? I mean, never break up your communication. I mean, be the one to talk more communication, because those people who are never trying to communicate are the ones who are stuttering, and they're the ones who are ADHD, and they're the ones who have a learning disability, and they're the ones who are drug addicts, and they're the ones who are never sober, and they're the ones who are going to the pub today, and they're the ones who are poor and financially broke. Unfortunately, it's because they're never communicating. You understand? Unfortunately, they have no communicational skills to grow on camera. Because poor people who have less than $100 in their pocket right now, or less than $1,000 in their pocket right now, and people who have less than $1 million in their pocket right now have poor communicational skills. You understand? I have more than all that. I have all the money in the world. You understand? Because I do have communicational skills. You have to understand that it's more about your communicational skills than it is about the real estate, and it's more about you today than anything else. So if you can focus on yourself today and focus on giving that communicational skill in a different way every single day, you're going to learn how to grow. But you have to learn how to grow in front of people, and then you have to be courageous. You have to be courageous. You have to push yourself, just like I can. You have to understand, I can do it, you can do it, for sure, anybody can do it, but you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to get away from the crowd, because when you get away from the crowd, you have the best life, and you'll be much more disciplined in yourself. You'll be much more disciplined in yourself to succeed. And you understand synonyms, and you understand every single day. Get on your phone and start doing the cousins of every single word and call them synonyms and say, hey, I mean, this is this, and 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 do that 300 times every single day with those synonyms and antonyms, and just go and relate the words together, and then understand that's going to help you build vocabulary. Understand? And that's going to help smarten you. It's going to help you to grow. I love I. Now, every single day, focus upon understanding that no matter what, you have to grow yourself. You have to focus on a better individuality of yourself, to pronounce yourself better in profit and in whatever you're doing every single day, to understand that no matter what, you push your communicational skill, you push who you are daily, and then you understand every single day you're going to be famous. You're going to understand every single day you can go and do much better. You can understand every single day you can focus on you, and then you understand, be great.